Let's get to SEC Power Rankings right now, and it's part of Four Downs. Four Downs brought to you by our friends at Tennessee Cider Company. Four Downs is now.
Four Downs. 4 questions. 4 answers. The Dave Hooker Show. Four Downs. A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
All right, let's get to the power rankings and explain again for those that are new to the program. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, because great stuff with the Celebrate 98 series. Jamal Lewis coming up this week. And also, you will be able to hear from Cooper Mays and Jacob Warren. And don't forget, you can order the Celebrate 98 book, the Untold Stories Behind Tennessee's 1998 National Championship, just below. All of our sponsors are below, so support them, whether you need some HVAC, some Rick Terry jewelry design, all of that, and there while we're here. As for Tennessee Cider Company, the original hard cider of the Smoky Mountains, use the promo code HAT, that's HAT, to get some free swag, and you can order that fantastic cider almost anywhere in the United States. So Cooper takes us through this, and Cooper first, what should people do if they like the program?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. What down, Coop?
Coop here. First down.
Biggest jump on your SEC power rankings. Caleb, who made the biggest move?
You want me to give a refresher on what power rankings are real quick, though? Like you said?
Oh, yeah. Give me a refresher.
Just so people remember, if you're new to the show, these are not rankings. Power rankings are how you're playing at the moment. It's not how I would rank you if I were doing a college football playoff ranking. The biggest example of this is at the end of the 2012 season when Alabama was number 2 to go to the national title. I would have made them number 2, but I would have had Texas A&M ahead of them in the power rankings because Texas A&M beat them with Johnny Manziel. Power rankings are not rankings. Let's be clear on that. So they're how you're playing at the time. So who had the biggest jump, you asked, was first down? Yep, the biggest jump was actually, believe it or not, Auburn, and it was in a loss. I thought Auburn put up a fight against Ole Miss. I predicted they would put up a fight against Ole Miss, and there wasn't a lot of movement in this week's SEC Power Rankings, so I moved Auburn from 10 to number 8.
Okay, and so that's the biggest jump, the biggest drop in the Power Rankings.
It's a tie. Both Florida and Kentucky dropped. A little unfair. Neither of them played, but because I moved Auburn up, I had to drop them. Like I said, Dave, there was not much movement this week. Everything we expected to happen kind of did happen. The only thing I didn't expect to happen, I did not expect Mississippi State to beat Arkansas, but I already had Mississippi State ahead of Arkansas in my power rankings. I just thought playing at home, Arkansas would win, and they didn't. So Mississippi State remains ahead of them.
Okay. Now it's kind of my turn a little bit. All right. So what down is it, Cooper?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right. Who is the most overrated team? And keep this in mind. I'm not knocking your work here. I'm just saying that eventually they won't be the third, fourth, fifth, whatever best team in the SEC. So right now, I think Ole Miss is overrated. I don't think the way they're playing, you're absolutely right. But I don't think at the end of the year they will be looked at as the third best team in the SEC. You?
No, I don't either. But I think there's 2 candidates that can compete with Ole Miss. I think they're more likely to. Okay. I think they won't have as far of a drop off from number 3 as Texas A&M is going to have from number 7, because I think by the end of the year we're going to be talking about Texas A&M competing with Vanderbilt for playing the worst in the SEC, because I think this is where the wheels come off the program, and that's a big prediction. And the other one that could happen, I know they're chugging along, and I know we keep waiting for them to slip up, but I just can't bring myself to believe that Missouri is going to stay at number 5. They have a bye, and then right after the bye, they got at Georgia and then Tennessee at home. I mean, they could easily lose both of those games, and they still have Arkansas on the road, and this is the type of team you could see them stumble against Arkansas. So
you could. And now fourth down, Coop.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
The most underrated, I think, is Tennessee. When I look at this football team, I think they're and this is how they're playing now, and I got that, and they're coming off a loss. I think they're better than Missouri. I think they're better than Ole Miss. And I think it's a coin flip concerning LSU, which you and I were both very high on in the summer. So because of the way Joe Milton played. This is my argument. And the way he could play in the future, if he continues to do so, I think Tennessee is the third or fourth best team in the SEC. I can't tell if you're smiling because you agree with me or you think I'm an absolute idiot.
No, it's just because you named somebody that I'm going to name, and my bias is going to show again. Travis, get ready to come down on me, because the most underrated team for me is LSU at number 4. LSU was low-key, guys, a potential 2-loss college football playoff contender. They are balling. They now have a bye, and then they have Alabama. And I'm not so sure LSU loses to Alabama in 2 weeks in Tuscaloosa.
Travis says, my goodness, here comes the 2-loss LSU love. He called it out before you even got it out. Mr. Jones says, LS who? Let's be real clear. Caleb has no ties. He's not a realtor in Baton Rouge. He has, like that official is supposed to be. He has no ties to LSU. You just think that Brian Kelly's a good coach.
I think Brian Kelly is a good coach, and I think Brian Kelly made the mistake John Chavis made in 97, which was trying to force Harold Perkins into middle linebacker. And I think that cost LSU's defense in 2 games this year. And I sometimes we'll have John on for our football IQ segment tomorrow. Sometimes coaches that I think are smart still make bafflingly stupid decisions sometimes, which I guess all humans do. If we were coaches, even though I think we're smarter than the average coach, Dave, you could be guilty of a really dumb decision every now and then, right? Like, and just
every other day.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that one was bafflingly stupid, but LSU's offense, guys, look, again, Jaden Daniels he may be the best quarterback in college football right now. And, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, but I think that LSU, they're the best 2-loss team. They're not out of it. And I know it's Army, but 62-0 against Army is still pretty good.
I love Travis. Calhoun, CALHEUXN, going a little Cajun for me.
Tigers.
And
Go Tigers.
Yeah, and Caleb is the mascot, LOL. Gotta love that. Travis also says LSU will lose 2 more and they will go 8-4 next year too. Boom. Boy, it's hard to go. If you're any sort of coach, it's hard to go 8-4 consistently year after year at LSU. The talent is so good and so tied to the state. That would
have to work at it to not play for an SEC title almost every 3 years at LSU. I mean, even during the Nick Saban dynasty, Les Miles won the SEC title in 2011. And if it wasn't for that fluke Oklahoma State Iowa State game that Friday night that got Alabama to the rematch with LSU under Les Miles, who was one of the worst coaches ever, wins 2 national titles. By the way, I keep bringing this up. Alabama got into that game because Les Miles voted Alabama number 2. I don't know how unintelligent you have to be to vote for a rematch with Alabama when you have the potential to stop that and want to play Oklahoma State. Dave, if you're Les Miles in that, are you using your objective analysis on who's number 2? You're like, no, I'm voting for Oklahoma State because I'd rather play them.
Probably that. Apex Apparel Group, design, brand, market your way, unique products to promote your business with unparalleled customer service. ApexApparelGroup.com. And also, I want to remind everybody, this stuff is so cool, and it's close to the holiday season. So what would be better than a book and a product from TriStar? And when you look at TriStar, they have the official Tennessee State emblem on it for the Tennessee State flag. Just go to TristarHatsCo.com, TristarHatsCo.com. They've got a really cool smoky looking hat. So go ahead and get on board and use the promo code HOOKED, and you'll get 10% off the promo code HOOKED, and you'll get 10% off. And here we go. People just ripping Caleb. Brian Kelly is overrated. We'll see. I don't think so. I think getting Notre Dame without being able to skirt some academic issues and discipline issues like you can in other schools was pretty impressive.